Well, here we are back in Mittenrahm, in the Brakenrahm, and going along quite well. It's not finished on the body yet. There's a nice big gap that isn't visible from this angle. I've been toying with the idea of writing a message on the side, like we apologize for the incompleteness. But no, I'm probably going to finish it. We'll take a look in a moment when I've finished showing off a rare look at what my character actually looks like. So, yeah, you're not going to see a great deal, obviously, as is always intended. It's the patterning is, or swirling is not really meant to be highly visible. I have used the polished black stone, which gives, and the black stone bricks, which give a certain lightness to the one of the edges, but yeah, always intended to be dark. You can see I'm waiting to move forward on these. I'll mark some more of this space first, and then fill this in, and then just kind of do it in a revolving sequence of completeness. Turn the night vision back on. So a good deal of it is actually done. This is quite literally the only space left. I do have internal bits between them that need to be done. You'll see on the other side there's actually there's all sorts of things. The swirls themselves have spikes sticking up. There's little lines emanating off of the bigger swirls, and then there's these I don't know, growths, possibly where there used to be more of this so-called void coral. Leading idea on this is that, what would you call it? It may be siphoning energy directly from the void, possibly venting it back into the void. I'm pretty sure that these are a product of the aliving process, that Mawn does not exist as a viable physical creature, so he doesn't have anything that would make a creature alive. It's got no digestive system, no brain, no bone structure, no muscle. There is no way for him to do anything. So it's possible that these are a sort of response to that. So this is how he gets energy to do anything with, pulling it from the void itself. Something along those lines. But yeah, you can see there's a lot of bits and pieces in between. It's quite messy and mostly not visible without the night vision potion. I may tone it down a little bit. I'm not too thrilled about putting in rather these very small swirls that are only a block across. There are some slightly thicker ones that maybe can go in. That's only there at the moment. This light's only here so I can quickly spot where the central point is. I don't actually need it anymore, I don't think. I actually just noticed this is kind of blank. I did leave it more blank as I went this way, because as you go this way, it's when it switches from being void to living. It's like a formation process. But yeah, I'm obviously moving forward. The entire lower half of the far side is actually done. Yeah, although again it still needs the little bits in between done. But one thing I've tried to do is approximate the sides. Probably the biggest variation is this big swirl is almost completely contained on the panel. It makes it stand out a little bit too much, I feel. On the other side, I think it starts up here and swirls down into the panel, into the section. But I've tried to match, approximately match, shapes. So the swirls are in roughly the same place, the holes are in roughly the same place, but not precisely the same. You can see it best in the front part. As you can see, there is a couple of holes here and here and here and here, and then there's swirls originating from the same location but only partly going the same way. The only thing I'm slightly disappointed with is that I think that, generally speaking, the swirls on the left hand side took up more space. So this is quite large, so this one feels kind of small. You can see there's a gap here. It looks much bigger than this side, and these are slightly different, but that's not too bad. I'm fairly okay with that. Obviously I wasn't trying to completely match, but I think it could have done with being... I mean, actually, this isn't too bad. This is a bit anomalous, but you can make out that there's this thing here and here and here. This is becoming slightly too symmetrical, perhaps. But yeah, it's what I've been doing, obviously. But trying to match or approximate has not gone well. It's been okay, but it's obviously leaving questions about how to fill in some of these spaces now, because what I've used over one side is not going to fit in the other side. And like this little swirl here, it doesn't even fit here anymore. Still, it's coming along. I'm going to spend a little time now putting in additional swirls in the blank space, as I mentioned. I expect to be well on the way to finishing the front by the time I do the next video, leaving me with just the internal to work on. But I'll say adieu and get on with some of it.